What's going on, DB Gang? It's your boy, DBGTX-YT, and I'm back with another exclusive breakdown. That is right, it is time to talk about how to get the maximum level and, of course, the maximum efficiency out of not only your main characters, your support characters, your side quest characters, and finally also unlocking 100%. This is the only way that you're going to be able to unlock 100% in Dbz Kakarot. This is already probably something well known, but at the same time, I want to make sure that I go ahead and post this video up. I don't believe anybody has broken it down the way I'm about to break it down. It is going to be exclusively with some video footage that's going to help. Shout out to Dmitry over there at Bandai Namco Studio dropping this particular video, which I've been waiting for something that's going to give us a bit more insight into the skill tree. DM Gaming did a really good breakdown, but now we're getting more insight that there's not just one single skill tree for characters. There's all this different type of skill trees, including a community one, support cast, you name it. But the interesting thing about all of those is the fact that all of those things have emblems, and emblems mean a lot in this game. You acquire emblems through the biggest key thing of this entire game: interaction. Without interaction in this game, if you're not flying around doing random missions, if you're not just, pretty much immersing yourself 100% into the world of Dbz Kakarot, this is not going to be, you won't get 100%. I'm gonna tell you that. You won't get 100% in the game because of that. Because this game is designed for you to have to interact with all these different types of people. As you guys can see, this is just 4-page, but this is probably this is 4-page, and each one of these emblems is a different character. As you may know, we start off with Goku, Piccolo, Roshi, Chi-Chi. You're gonna get Gohan. We're gonna go ahead and get Dende. We're gonna go ahead and get all the sort of list of characters that are gonna be showing up here. They're going to show up. I am almost 100% that we're also going to have villains up there like Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu. We'll also have the support guest characters, which I mentioned in my last video: 17, 18, Android 16, you name it. Those particular characters are also going to be up there. And how these emblems work on top of that, which is the next part of it, is based off their requirements, how you get them. And what that means is, if you notice carefully over here in this particular, and I just started the video accidentally, but as you can see here in these soul emblems, right, they have flags next to them in regards to what you need to do in order to collect these particular emblems. So I'm gonna be more than likely biased on this one, and I am almost 100% sure that Goku's emblems are more than likely story mode. So you playing through the story mode, you're going to collect these. You'll also have some interaction, like when you do things like, at Korin's Tower, or when you do, the Aider mission and so on and so forth. You'll get those stuff, but those primarily are gonna come off doing interactive missions of the main story, gameplay. Now, this right here, like the Master Roshi one, the Master Roshi is probably going to have exclusive events or particular events that you're going to have to do with him. I'm looking at probably the leveling up, particularly because these also give you experience. If you have not noticed that, they have explained it in all these trailers that these particular emblems, you get them after you do certain things in the world, and so you're gaining experience while you're doing that, and you're achieving challenges. So that means you'll probably be unlocking some trophies and other stuff on the way. Nonetheless, what I would say in this regards is that, for example, with Master Roshi is gonna have his initial 3 missions are probably going to have to do with mini games in regards to the old school Turtle Hermit training, and that's going to give you a little bit of level boosting on that, but it's also going to net you 3 soul emblems. The Chi-Chi soul emblem, as you can see, has a plate of food next to it. That is right, that is a plate of food right there. And with the plate of food, obviously we already know that means the more you collect different ingredients from the world and you bring it to her, and you unlock more recipes and more things, the more those particular soul emblems are going to be unlocked for you, and you're going to be able to put them on the board and thus get the stat boost that you get through Chi-Chi's cooking. One thing that was covered in another video that I didn't do a video upload for was that there are 2 ways to get your food made. So you could go to a camping site and make your own food, or you can go to Chi-Chi and have her cook. Nonetheless, there's also a final third option, which is technically the same thing as Chi-Chi, but the difference is that I don't think you get soul emblems for this, because you probably have to pay in order to use that. So in a scenario, let's say you're in the Majin Buu saga and you're around, let's say, the World Tournament arc, or right before you're about to fight Majin Vegeta, Chi-Chi's not going to be at home cooking. You understand what I'm saying? Chi-Chi's not going to be at home. She's going to be at the World Tournament stage with Bulma and the rest of the gang. So because of that, you're not going to be able, at that point, go to Chi-Chi in order to cook. But you can still go to a city restaurant and have them make you food that you already previously had Chi-Chi make for you. So if you need, some attack boost or defense boost or anything like that before the battle with Majin Vegeta, you could get that done. It's a different way that they added a way to interact with the NPCs of the cities, the NPCs around the towns, and so on and so forth. Because obviously it's nice and all seeing, the NPCs walking around and towns being vividly, but if you can only talk to 4 people out of everybody that's in town, and there's nothing else to do in all these cities, it's still, you get the drift. But anyway, back to the soul emblem gist. So right now, Piccolo's, for example, is unlocked when you're using Goku. I'm assuming that with Piccolo, as he is explaining in the video, is that if you will get Piccolo's soul emblems also throughout the campaign story mode, and what ends up happening is that you go ahead and and what ends up happening is that when you get those particular emblems and you set them on top of the boards, right? Then you go ahead and you get those attribute boosts. But on top of that, the way to build those emblems and keep collecting more emblems is by building your friendship level right here. This is something carried over from not only the Xenoverse series, but it's also carried over from the Legend series, where you build your friendship level with the characters and people that you're interacting with, and by building your friendship level with them, what ends up happening is that you unlock certain events and you unlock different parts and different things in those sections. So in this case, for example, right, if you're giving Chi-Chi, the chests and different types of gifts and stuff like that, is going to bring her friendship level up. And the more the friendship level goes up, as you can see here, the more skill sets you get in getting, and getting more and more attribute points added to your character and to specific traits such as HP up, key blast damage up and whatnot. Mind you, this will not affect directly your super attacks, because your super attacks has its own skill set tree, so you could go ahead and level your super attacks up to level 3 at that point. What this affects is your interactivity and your combo making ability, and of course, unlocking the side quest and unlocking the hidden lore, the actual added content for these story arcs and stuff like that. And then finally also unlocking the 100% story playthrough and the 100% Kakarot playthrough, period. Without doing this, you won't get 100%. You might get 100% for the story, but not the entire game, and then you will never get that trophy that we all want. Yes, if you are a fellow Kakarotan, I know you want this trophy, that platinum trophy for that 100% for Dragon Ball Z. It's a must-have, and you already know that. On my shirt, y'all already know that. So back to the other part of that. So again, like I said, see, you got those particular medals based off you doing the story mode and whatnot. And as you can see on the side, it gives you different Z abilities like key attack up, support gauge up, so on and so forth. Now, mind you, again, there are different types of these are called communities up here, and these communities again are based off what you are doing and interacting in the world. So the Z Warrior community is based off you doing the main gameplay. It's based off your interaction with the main Z Warriors. It's based off that. So the more you have Goku, the more you have Piccolo on your squad, the more you use Yamcha as a support character, the more you do the side missions with Piccolo, you're gonna keep unlocking Z emblems for Goku, for Gohan, for Yamcha, for Tien, for Chaozu. That's what this particular community board is. The food board is primarily for Chi-Chi, the ingredients and all that stuff is gonna give you your own benefits and all that stuff. There's also again, like I mentioned before, there's also the Roshi board, which is gonna let you do particular takes on what Roshi wants you to do and things like that. And as you're doing things, you unlock them. It's just based off interactivity. Here we have an even bigger expansion on the same thing that on the things that I was mentioning. So here we have more emblems to discuss at this point. As you can see, even Piccolo has a Z emblem, so that means again you get certain things through the story mode and whatnot. Now, I'm also noticing from this video is that the people who have the flags, these are the leaders of those communities. So Goku right here is the leader of the Z Warrior community, and then Chi-Chi is the leader of the Dishes community, Roshi obviously of the adult community, and so on and so forth. And this is the Kami. I believe that the Jajirobe one is the land of training. So you get special event missions over at Korin's Tower where you train, and those give you an insane amount of points. If I am correct, that's what I've heard, but I'd have to further inspect, and or on day one of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, we'd have to look into that. These things also, again, you could use your foods and all that stuff with every single one of the characters. It is not just Goku who uses that, who could use the food and all that stuff. It's also every single support cast too. So if you go to, for example, if you go to the campsite and make your food at the campsite with your fellow Z Warriors, they will also get a stat boost. If you go over to Chi-Chi with your fellow Z Warriors, they will also get a stat boost. Ultimately, what's what's the key to getting 100% in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is building your friendship level with everybody that you can interact with, whether it's Goku, whether it's Kami, whether it's Pikkon, if Pikkon even makes it into the game. It don't matter. The bottom line is that this game is designed for you to interact and build levels of friendship and do all these sorts of things in order to get the best outcome, and not just the best outcome, but to also unlock the 100% in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And with that being said, that's where I'm going to leave it at. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown for the Z community. That is what it's called, the Z community board, the Z community board. Enjoy the rest of your day. DBGTX, over and out.